What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic 1 video for Season of Discovery, and today we're talking about Paladins. Paladins are looking really good in Season of Discovery, and believe it or not, you can actually play Ret. We have brand new class abilities, brand new class runes coming out, altering the gameplay and altering every single talent, or every single spec in this case, so you can actually play both Prot, Retry, Holy. You can pick and choose. You're no longer just auto-attacking or being a healer at max level. You can now finally do pretty much every single role as you were kind of like you were always made to do this. So Paladins are looking really good, and in today's video we're going to go over all the brand new class abilities, or in this case Paladin runes, and also going to talk about some suggested setups for Holy, Retribution and Protection. So without further ado, let's go and let's check out the brand new class runes / class abilities of Paladins. Number 1 being the chest runes in this case, and you have 4 different ones to choose from. Number 1 is Seal of Martyrdom, fills you with Holy Spirit for 30 seconds, causing each of your melee attacks to deal 30% weapon damage to up to 3 nearby targets, so not just 1, not 2, but 3 targets in this case, but you lose health equal to 2% of the damage inflicted. Now, while this seal is active, your party members within 40 yards each gain equal mana to 2% of all damage you take. Unleashing this seal's energy will judge the enemy, instantly causing 70% weapon damage at a cost of health equal to 2% of the damage inflicted. So first of all, really good seal, increasing your damage output, making you take more damage, but also giving mana back to everyone else in your party, whether that is healers, casters, anyone that needs mana. Just put them in the party of a paladin and you can be their mana fuel. It's super good. Then you have Aegis as well, increasing the block value by 30% and damaging melee and ranged attacks against you have a 10% chance to increase your chance to block by 30%. This one lasts for 10 seconds or 5 blocks. The effect is not cumulative with Redoubt. You also have Horn of Lordaeron. In this case, the Paladin blows the Horn of Lordaeron, which increases total strength and agility of all party members within 30 yards by 6. I'm guessing that's rank 1. This one lasts for 2 minutes and it's exclusive with Blessing of Might. You also have Divine Storm, an instant weapon attack that causes 110% of weapon damage to up to 4 enemies within 8 yards. The Divine Storm heals up to 3 party members or raid members, totaling 25% of the damage caused. So seeing this, you can pretty much mix and choose, mix and match, based on the raid setup, the group setup, and what role you want to fill. Seal of Martyrdom obviously increases your single target damage and also gives mana back to casters or healers in your party, and then Divine Storm can heal people while dealing AoE damage as well. So in AoE heavy fights you probably want to have Divine Storm as Ret, and then you have Horn of Lordaeron if you want to be more of a support role rather than a pure DPS role. But either way, you can mix and match between these for pretty much everything: Tank, Holy and Ret. Mix and match. Now number 2, those are the chest runes. Number 2, we have legs. In this case we actually have 5 to choose from, not just 4, not 3, but 5. Number 1 is the Avenger's Shield. You might be familiar with this if you played TBC or Wrath. We have it right now. So hurls a holy shield at the enemy, dealing X amount of damage, holy damage in this case, dazing them and then jumping to additional nearby enemies. It affects a total of 3 targets and lasts for 10 seconds. You also have Inspiring Exemplar. Your inspiring presence periodically dispels fear and sleep effect on nearby party members. You also have something called Exorcist, so Exorcism can now be cast on any target and has a 100% increased critical strike chance against undead and demons. You also have Rebuke, interrupts spellcasting and prevents any spell in that school from being cast for 2 seconds. And lastly, you have Divine Sacrifice, or DSAC. 30% of all damage taken by party members within 30 yards is now redirected to the Paladin for 10 seconds. Damage which reduces the Paladin below 20% health will break the effect and grant the Paladin 10% increased damage and healing done for 10 seconds. Really good raid utility right there, defensive ability, really good, pretty much for grouping, raiding, dungeons, whatever. Super good ability. So once again, you can mix and match based on what your party needs. If you have Ret, for example, you can actually still choose DSAC, it's a super good ability. But if you want to have Interrupt on a boss, then Rebuke is also really good. Inspiring Exemplar if you want to have like passive dispels. So once again, mix and match based on the setup or based on the raid fight. Those are the leg runes, and we have one more set of runes to cover, and that is the gloves. In this case, we have back to 3 in this case, not 4, but 3. So pretty much 1 for everything. We have 1 for tank, 1 for heal, and 1 for ret. You can still mix and match, but it's pretty much 1 for each, and it's pretty obvious what for each. We have Hand of Reckoning for tanks, giving you the ability to taunt. Not really that much to talk about in this case. Like for the Hand of Reckoning, it's a literal taunt ability. While you know this ability, the threat bonus from Righteous Fury is also increased by 80 to 80%, and Righteous Fury causes you to gain mana when healed by others equals to 25% of that amount healed. Additionally, while Righteous Fury is active, damage which takes you below 35% health is also reduced by 20%, and Righteous Fury will remain active until it's cancelled. You also have Beacon of Light. If you're playing Holy, this one is pretty much mandatory. The target becomes a Beacon of Light to all members of your party, or raid, excuse me, within a 60-yard radius. Any heals you cast on a party or raid member will also heal the Beacon of Light for 100% of the amount healed. Now you can only have 1 Beacon of Light target at a time, and it lasts for 1 minute. Lastly, you have Crusader Strike, an instant strike that causes 75% weapon damage and regenerates 2% of your maximum mana. Now, if it wasn't obvious yet, Hand of Reckoning is the tank one in this case, Beacon of Light is the holy one, and Crusader Strike is the ret one. Once again, you can mix and match, they're not really like talent specific, but it just makes sense to pick Crusader Strike for ret, Beacon of Light for holy, and Hand of Reckoning for prot. And they also feel like roles that people have been asking for. Paladin healers having Beacon of Light is such a staple ability. From Wrath, for example, it's so good, and Paladins being able to taunt is absolutely crucial, especially for raids. There's a reason why we haven't really seen the birth of prot Paladins in Classic WoW, because they're missing the ability to tank or to taunt. They can hold AoE threat really well while having Righteous Fury and Consecration, but now they're good for everything. And then Crusader Strike, I think if you're playing ret, you know you wanted this, and here we go, we have it. With that being said, we're going to take a look at the suggested setups and builds for both ret, prot and holy. So first of all, we have holy or healer. Now this one I've set up so you can be able to support on all fronts. So you have Horn of Lordaeron for a buff, you have D-Sac or Divine Sacrifice to be able to provide that defensive utility, and then Beacon of Light because Beacon of Light. After that, we also have the setup for tank in this case, so we have Adventurous Shield, Hand of Reckoning, and Aegis. Now once again, you can mix and match, but I do believe these 3 abilities are the best ones for tank, and they're just built for tanking. There's no reason to pick any of this unless you are a tank. Lastly, but not least, we have the Retribution builds as well, right here. Crusader Strike and Seal of Martyrdom and Rebuke. You can choose something else than Rebuke based on the damage, based on the boss fight, right? So Rebuke, if we go back to, is it this one right here? Not that one, we have this one. You can pick any of these. You can literally still pick D-Sac if you want to. You can pick Inspiring Exemplar or even Exorcist. But I do believe it makes sense for ret to have the ability to silence someone, to interrupt, and it just provides extra utility in the group itself. But having more Divine Sacs on certain boss fights could be really good. Either way, this is my suggested build for ret, so take it for what it is. Either way, that's the video for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the Paladin breakdown. If you enjoyed, leave a like down below. And if you're playing a Paladin in Seasonal Discovery, let me know your thoughts on the Paladin class in the comments down below. That's pretty much what I have for you today. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.